Hi guys, Super Secret Tech here, and we're about to start round 3 of our Pauper Daily. And my clan member, Toucan Son of Sam, is at number 1, and I'm at number 3. And so, get to see how it does in round 3. Uh, Good news is all I had to do is win one of the next 2 games to be in the money. Which is nice. It takes off a little bit of pressure, but man, 4-0 is awesome. And past blue ribbon. So I actually got paired way down. We'll see how this goes. I had to take a screenshot of us being in the top 3 going into the round. That's too cool. And we'll see what this guy's playing. Again, in case you haven't watched the previous 2, I'm playing a green-white Slivers. It's been doing really well. I've gone 2-0 pretty handily over everybody so far. So I just hope I can keep it going. It's a very fast deck. It's a lot faster than I was expecting it to be. This is an okay hand. I would like to see one less land and another creature, uh, but I think I'm going to keep it just because it's still a fairly explosive hand. You know, it's turn 1, Sidewinder 2, turn 2, Spinneret, turn 3, Muscle. Like, that's pretty good. As long as I don't draw a land for a turn or 2, I should be set pretty well. Alright, mono green. That's actually one of the decks I want to play against, unlike most of my decks that I enjoy playing, hate playing against that deck. This deck enjoys it, so it's nice. Sidewinder is really good against mono green, and drawing the journey is actually really cool too, because if he like double Rancors or something, I can just journey it and swing in. The other news is he can't like block really with Sidewinder out, because Sidewinder just kills his most of the cards in mono green Stompy are X1s, so it's really cool that Sidewinder gives the ability that it does. Um, Here, I think my proper play is to go ahead and attack first, and then play Spinneret, just because Spinneret lets me block his 1/1 flyer. And he's low on cards where I have a handful of cards, which is really good for me. And I can just start pumping. Yeah, I'm just going to take the 3 here. With having Muscle and Sinew, I know that I'm going to overpower him. I'm just not going to overpower him this turn. So I'm pretty comfortable with taking the 3 damage. Uh, that gives me a couple of different options. I can do one of two things here. I can either Journey the Nettle Sentinel, or I can go ahead and play a Pump Sliver. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just seems stronger right now to me. Uh, and it also lets me attack here without fear of backlash, because anything he blocks is just going to die. And if he blocks with a Nettle, I get to kill a Nettle, and I'm still out ahead. So I'm pretty happy here. I probably should have played that differently. Looking at it now, I probably should have played a Muscle Sliver instead of a Sinew. That way I could have played both next turn and really got out ahead. But this also paces me a little bit, which is probably a good thing. Um, Here, I like blocking the Vault, just because it makes him use a Pump spell. or he loses his lifelink ability, which either one I'm pretty okay with. Uh, a couple of different options. I can, what I'm probably gonna do is muscle and journey, removing the sentinel. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I'm gonna journey to nowhere, target Nettle Sentinel. So that's out of the way. Don't have to worry about it. Then I'm gonna play Muscle Sliver. So all my guys just get bigger. And I'm just gonna swing in with 2. That way I can block if I need to. In their next turn, basically gonna just go for the kill. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's why I didn't attack with 3, is so I can block 2 here and stay alive. That's also why I didn't attack with Sidewinder, because Sidewinder's a trooper in this matchup. And now we're gonna hope that I draw another green, that like another forest to be specific, and just go to town on him. Okay, he's only attacking with 1, so I'm gonna go ahead and block here, just in case he has a pump spell. I don't want to lose to him having a pump spell. Just doesn't seem very strong to me, where I can easily play a creature or 2 and blow him out pretty handily here, unless he has something major. Okay, I still think the right play is to go with the original play. Just play a muscle and go ahead and attack in. I mean, I know he has a Rancor, so he can get through with a little bit of damage. Uh, but I think I just beat him on the attack back here since I have another Pump Sliver in hand. Interesting. He's probably going to swing with both. And if he does, I'm fairly comfortable with blocking the Ranger here. Okay, he's going to make me block with both. Uh, so if he doesn't have like a groundswell here, I just win the game. Or like a mutagenic growth, maybe. If he does have a groundswell, I think I just lose, though. Which I'm okay with, because my board's pretty good against him. Gonna go ahead and double block here, just to be on the safe side. I don't know what he has in hand, but I don't want to get blown out either. That seems... I'm okay with taking a little bit of a risk here. Especially with what I have in hand, and I know he has 2 Rancors. Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and commune first, and see if I can't get a white sliver. Oh, look at that. We can do Sinu. Yeah, that's clearly our best pick out of that litter. Okay, so I'm gonna double pump. And if he doesn't have anything in response, I just won this one. I tapped that wrong. Well, that's my own fault. I can't get mad at anybody over my fault. I'm still pretty comfortable, though. Pay attention when you're tapping mana. Don't get all excited because you got the game. Alright, so won that one. Uh, Against him, the Journey to Nowhere isn't all that great. However, Celestial Flare is really strong. Um, Also like Sunlands and another Sliver over the Communes versus his matchup. So, Pretty happy there. Gonna go ahead and submit it. So we just changed out our removal suite, went up to a little bit more removal, a little less slivers. Uh, just because being able to selectively pick off his slivers, or his creatures, I mean, turns out really, really effective for me. Uh, and hopefully I'm about to go with a win on match 3, which puts me in money, so that's excellent. Okay, this hand's pretty good. Again, I would like to not have 4 lands, but it's definitely not a mulligan hand. I can run out Sentinel Sliver first, or Sunlands first, and then Sentinel Sliver, and then Sinew Sliver, and just keep building. Again, as long as I don't draw another land for a while, I'm set here. Then I have 2 of each color, which is very important. As you saw in that last game, that only having 1 in each color can sometimes really, really hurt you. Yeah, so we're going to Sunlands here. Oh, and that's just perfect. So Sunlands here. Next turn, I'm going to Sentinel Sliver. The following turn, I'm probably going to Sidewinder and Sinew. And hopefully just take it home from there. Like, that's the nice thing against his deck, is, like, my guys are just bigger than his. So, it it just helps. You know, you just have more aggressive plays than what they have. Um, Depending on what I draw here, I might go ahead and play that Guildgate. I don't know. Like, I have plenty to make it where it doesn't matter. I'll probably go ahead and just play a Plains. It just depends on what I draw. Because Sidewinder's definitely going to be a boss against this, because all of his creatures are X1s. And what I mean when I say X1 is that the power is something, and the toughness is 1. If I said 1X would mean their power is any number, and I'm pretty comfortable with just taking that here. Their power is 1, and their toughness is any number. I use it just as a frame of reference. That second land, like drawing 2 lands right there, pretty much hurt me. Like, that's all my creatures are already on the battlefield. However, my creatures having flanking is pretty powerful here. It makes it where he can't block well, and I have vigilance, so that really helps too. So I'm almost 100% going to run out Celestia Guildgate next turn, and just hope I really don't get any more land. Or I might lose this game. Because that's the way you lose against aggro, is if you land Flood, and you're playing aggro as well. I do think my deck is better versus his deck overall, but again, like, land counts, like, you can't undo, you know, a high land count. Here we got a couple of options. I can either block, which I'm pretty comfortable doing with the Sentinel. Not so comfortable with the Sinew or the Sidewinder. He's going to all-out attack. Think I'm going to go ahead and block a Ranger here. Just see what happens. Okay, played a Groundswell. Kind of figured that coming, which is why I only blocked with a Sentinel and didn't go all out with my blocks. Wow, that is bad. Bad, bad, bad. He's doing 1 more point than me, so I'm pretty comfortable with attacking in here. Just because I don't really want to block him at this point, because I know that I'm probably going to get a bigger army piece next turn, you know, the next draw hopefully, than what he'll get. With him holding 1 back and not playing it, he's probably got a pump spell in hand, and so I'm not too worried about 1 pump spell blowing me out in a turn, so I'm going to go to the aggressive here. The other thing is he's dragging his clock pretty heavily thinking, which is really good for me. Okay, he's going to undo it. I guess he's going to go ahead and lose his young wolf to turn it into a 2/2, which again is fine. Uh, and he's going to vines it. Okay, that's what he was holding. The other card in hand is a forest, so he can kill either one here. Like this is a pretty devastating tide since I don't have anything in hand. If I'd had anything other than land in hand, this play would have been perfect because I'd probably have a Celestial Flare and I could just blow him out, which would have been perfect, but I didn't. So, not good now. At this point in the game, not good at all. So one of those two cards is a forest. The other card is unknown. That's the other thing when you're playing against this deck is be very careful about keeping track of when they have a forest in hand. Because if they play something besides a forest, it really gives you a lot of information. Still has one forest in hand. And man, I'm just flooding. I'm going to go ahead and risk it. The mana boat's never where you want to be against aggro. Uh, he didn't want to block, so I'll just hold off. I think I'm going to change up my strategy a little bit. I like the Sunlands. I think I'm going to take out the flares and add in a little more creatures main deck. Seems really strong against him. So he's still got a forest in hand. And I just keep drawing lands. I'm going to go ahead and concede this one to save time. He got me. Hive Stirrings could be really good against him. Sentinel's definitely good against him. Still like the rest of the flow. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, much better hand. See how this one goes. Alright, mulligan down to 5, I like it. So, turn to Sentinel, or I can turn to Sunlance. Both seem very valid plays. Yeah, I like the Sunlands here. Again, just keeping those Sentinels off the board seem to be really working well for me. And then I can turn 3 Sentinel. Oh, that's neat. I haven't seen him use Wild Mongrel yet. Yeah, I think turn 2 Sentinel is what we're doing here. If he attacks, I'll take it. Because now I can, the following turn, if I don't draw white, I can play Sidewinder and have vines up. So if he tries to, like, blow me out, I can blow him out instead. Which seems really good. I didn't see a whole lot of madness. I'm just going to take this here, because if he unloads his hand, I'm pretty okay with it. Okay, I can deal with that. Okay, I think I can do one of two things. I can either Sentinel or Sinu and hold up for vines basically as like a counter spell, or I can, I really like Sinu right here, just because it makes Sentinel bigger, and I still have the vines that I can use as a hate card basically, and I have Vigilance, so that helps. Makes me not fearful to get in there for 3. Next turn, we're definitely going with the Sidewinder Madness. Sidewinder's really, really strong. He's probably got a ground here. I'm going to go and block with Sentinel, just because I have another Sentinel in hand. That's the only reason I'm doing this play. And I'm pretty okay with him discarding a card to kill both, or discarding 2 cards to keep his Mongrel alive, and then me just replaying Sentinel. Like, that seems pretty good. I think he meant to hit his creature and not mine, but I'll take it. Gilgate's pretty solid here. Sidewinder. That way it just keeps him from being able to block uh, effectively. And then we're going to go ahead and attack with both here. That misclick probably cost him the game. Just so y'all know, like, that's probably the difference in him going 3-1 to 4-0. He's got, like, I actually like this build a lot. Like, he seems to be a lot more consistent than most of the mono green decks I've played against. That, and he mulligans very, very aggressively, which I've just started noticing, like, that might be what some of the other guys are missing, is the aggressive mulligans to get the game going. Okay, he's not going to attack in. I think the correct play here is just Sidewinder and attack. That gives me flanking 2, which is really, really strong. And if he does block, I can binds and pump. And if he doesn't block, I can play... Okay, he's playing it with kicker. So we'll see where he blocks. And then I'll vines in response and kill it. It's basically the goal here. Wherever he blocks, I'm just going to vines in response and kill his ranger. And keep my guy alive, and that should pretty much win me the game. Let him know that I got some of that shenanigans too. I mean, I guess I could have done that on a Sidewinder, but that seemed way more fun. And I think I just got him here. I'm going to go ahead and Sidewinder again, just because I drew it. And it makes it really hard for him to stop my assault here. And especially with the vines, like, I think I just win here, no matter how he blocks. Okay. So he does get to block one, and then I'm just going to vine something else that he doesn't block and kill him. Alright, so we are, lost my first game, but we are still 3 wins up, and I will see y'all in a little bit when we start round 4.